BFranSass, and this is BFran Yoga. I'm gonna take my glasses off because it's really glary. I received some great questions on my Facebook page. Feel free to friend me, BFran Yoga, yay! But for this particular question, I thought it would be helpful for a lot of people if I did a video response instead. Ashley from Los Angeles, California commented, "I am the most inflexible person ever. I can't even touch my toes. I would love to be more flexible, but because my muscles are so tense, yoga is so difficult for me. I get really flustered and embarrassed in class because I can't do anything and I have to stop so much sooner than everyone else. Are there ways that I can relax my muscles or any stretches I can do before a class so I'm not the joke of the class?" All right, so first of all, you're not the joke of the class. I can assure you a lot of people feel like they're in competition with everyone else when in reality, everyone should be supporting each other. But that being said, there are several ways to increase flexibility, so I'll go through some of those now. The best way to increase your flexibility is by properly warming up the body. And the primary way to do this is using your breath. In my other video, I mentioned both pranayama and ujjayi breathing, and these are vital to properly warming up the body and hence increasing your flexibility. Pranayama is a combination of two meanings. In Sanskrit, the sacred ancient language of India, pranayama means breath control. Prana means breath, force, vitality, energy. Ayama means length, duration, regulation. So pranayama is a practice of regulating the flow of breath through the body. Asanas, the poses, and pranayama go hand in hand. The asanas unlock parts of the body that you clench up on, and prana fills them with energy. There are many different types of pranayama, but the practices we'll be focusing on today are called ujjayi breath and Bhastrika pranayama. Ujjayi breath means victory breath. It's a breath that goes deep into the lungs and churns up the agni, the fire in the belly. When you use ujjayi breathing, you're heating up the body right here at your solar plexus chakra, right here at your stomach. Now, I know this is beginning to sound overwhelming. Sanskrit? Agni? Chakras? 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 For now, just keep in mind this area at your stomach is your will center, your motivation. I can do this. The expression fire in your belly is referring to Agni. So, anyhow, ujjayi breath is deep diaphragmatic breathing. Ujjayi breath travels in and out of the nasal cavity. It fills the lungs deeply all the way down, and the hissing sound that you hear coming out of the nose is controlled by the diaphragm. To better introduce it to all of y'all, we're gonna go through it like this. Step 1, put your hand in front of your mouth. Step 2, inhale deeply. Step 3, exhale forcibly out of the mouth. Do this a couple of times. The more you do it, you'll realize the breath is warm. Step 4, close the mouth and continue that deep, throaty breathing, that power, through the nasal cavity instead of the mouth. It takes practice, but once you get used to it, you feel it warming up your body. It's really good on cold days in Cleveland, or say, Kodiak, Alaska. Oh, wink! Now we're going to use ujjayi breathing with a different practice, Bhastrika pranayama. In Sanskrit, Bhastrika means bellows, literally referring to the space in your chest cavity. For Bhastrika pranayama, using the stomach, you physically force air rapidly through the lungs and out the nose. It looks like this. First, deeply inhale. My belly! When combined with ujjayi breathing, you heat up the body rapidly. For our beginners, let's do a round of 30 breaths. When you're first starting out, don't do any more than 5 rounds because you'll it's a new practice and you'll probably feel lightheaded, which isn't good, because when you breathe, naturally air will fill your lungs as you're breathing out quickly. But start with 1 round of 30. To begin our practice, we'll take a deep inhale and a deep exhale just to calm the body. And then in our next inhale, then we'll start a round of 30 breaths. So let's begin. Take an inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And begin. Very good. That was groovy. So, long story short, properly heating up the body increases flexibility and further prevents injury. Now that you've mastered Ujjayi breathing in 6 minutes, let's continue warming up the body through some yoga warm-ups. Doing some rounds of Surya Namaskar A, Sun Salutation A, is a great way for beginners to practice marrying the movement and breath. Here is what Sun Salutation A looks like. Inhale the arms up, exhale flat back forward, inhale halfway up, exhale hands to the floor, step back Chaturanga, Dandasana. Inhaling upward facing dog, exhale reach back downward facing dog. Inhale, exhale, stepping forward, inhale halfway, exhale all the way down, inhale all the way up, exhale. Now, for those of you not as flexible as I am, here are some simple modifications you can do during Sun Salutation A to help you. Inhale, arms up, exhale, forward fold, inhale, halfway up, exhale, hands to the floor, step back, plank, knees to the floor, then chest to the floor. Inhale, low cobra. Exhale, push back through tabletop into downward facing dog. Inhaling, exhale, step forward, folding, and then inhaling all the way up, hands to the heart. If you have, for example, really tight hamstrings, instead of in Uttanasana, forward bend, straightening the hamstrings, you can bend your knees a little bit. Just don't make sure you're curving over yourself. Make sure you keep the elongation in your back, flat back over, as opposed to crunching. Alternatively, it's kind of funny, you can go deeper into a pose if you tighten the muscle. If you tighten the muscle on one side, the other side will loosen up. So, if you're here and you're bending your knees to try and protect your back or whatever hurts if you have tight hamstrings, you can also tighten your quadriceps, because then your hamstrings will have more space. Like this tightens, this opens. So if you tighten and flex your quads, you actually get more space coming down. It's really cool. Modifications such as bending one's knees are really helpful for a lot of poses. As you do more and more yoga, you'll begin to become more aware of your own body and how you hold yourself, where you hold tension. You may notice your tendencies to tighten in the shoulders or hold a lot in your hips, which makes sense because those are 2 parts of the body where humans hold emotion and try to hold things inside. Those tendencies are almost like our culture's defense mechanism. You're resisting allowing yourself to feel something deeply and be completely open. So another great way to increase your flexibility is to become aware in your own body where you hold tension. Come to awareness, breathing in deeply, exhaling, releasing that tension, letting it go. Props are amazing to help you increase flexibility. People are nervous to use props because they're so scared of what people are going to think about them. But really, it helps you get deeper into poses, which is what it's about. So first, forgive yourself of what other people think. Those people were beginners too at one point. I'm sure they used props and were having the same anxieties you're feeling, which is silly. Not that your feelings are silly, that people are weird to each other. So some great props to incorporate into your practice when you go to yoga class are a yoga block, a yoga strap, a yoga blanket, and a bolster. The bolster is mainly used for restorative classes, so we'll leave that one alone for now. And the blanket you can sit on to prop your hips up higher than your knees, which is great. But for today, we'll focus on the yoga block and the yoga strap. Yoga blocks help give you more arm length if you can almost fully get into and achieve a pose. Straps help you get deeper into a stretch. And remember, like with any pose, you will inhale deeply. And when you're exhaling, surrendering more deeply into the pose. And that's what the strap's for. So there you have it. Props are the top. You're the top. So, to sum up today's lesson, properly warm up the body using your breath, sun salutations, use modifications, and use props whenever you can. I hope this answers your questions, and as always, if you have any additional feedback, questions, comments, leave them in the comment section below, or write to me on Facebook, BFran Yoga. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe. Namaste.